Good morning and welcome to today's transmission live on Echo FM 100.7. How you doing, people? How na day? Happy new week to everybody. Wow, it's another beautiful day to behold here in Owerri, the capital city of Imo State. Welcome aboard, people. I hope you had a very good and beautiful weekend, and I trust you people that you are hell and hearty. Welcome aboard, everybody. This is Straight Talk live on Echo FM 100.7 right here in the city of Owerri. Okay, my name is Barry Cosmos this morning, and I'm with my microphone partner.
Mine is Judge Don Ikoma.
Welcome aboard, people. Today we will be taking a look at the... Oh boy, this is heartbreaking, but definitely it is what we are facing at the very moment. The price of oil has increased again, and this time around, it is heartbreaking, unprecedented. 1,400 naira per liter, 1,350, 1,450, depending on where you're buying from, and it's getting crazy. Some people even claim they bought at 1.5, 1,500 naira. Have you ever had that in Nigeria? But it's happening now due to the global crisis all over in terms of the war happening in Iran. But today, we are taking a close look at what exactly is causing this very serious price increase in Nigeria. We're going to also compare the prices of other oil-producing nations. Are you aware that our sister country here in Libya has about the lowest oil price in the world? Some people put it at 34 naira in naira times. Some people put it at 40 naira to about 70 naira, depending on whichever part of the world you are buying or comparing from. But in naira times, 34 naira to 40 naira. Kai, Jesus. Ayah. Imagine, say, would they buy oil at 34 naira now? How NEPA want use con to do shakara? We don't own generator for money tonight. Forget whether NEPA they exist or not they exist. But then that is exactly what we're going to be taking a look at today. And then what exactly is happening? Why is it that Dangote Refinery is still importing fuel? Are you aware 60% of Dangote's fuel is being imported? The crude oil, which he is buying to refine in his refineries, but from many other countries, especially from U.S., at the global oil price, and that gives room for why he keeps increasing and going down and going down. But the question is why? When we have crude oil here in this country, why is that happening? So today we dug in and found out that the IOCs, international oil companies, prefer to raise crude oil from Nigeria and sell it abroad for their own intermediaries, and that is exactly what is happening. And because of that, Nigeria cannot meet up with its own requirement for the Dangote refinery. So he resorted to buying from abroad. But today we're going to list those oil companies and tell you who they are, why they are not doing that. Because they want the dollar-dominated market where they prefer. So if they're going to now sell to Nigerian companies, what they do is to add another $6 to every liter of crude oil they will sell to Nigerian refineries, despite the fact that they are in Nigeria operating. And we have a PIA. The PIA law, which stipulates that Nigeria has the first right of buying whatever quantity that is supposed to go abroad. So what is going on with all that? So much to talk about this morning. Don, you want to add anything to that intro?
I think you should be happy to some extent, because I remember when we were actually antagonizing about it to some extent, you felt like since it's a business thing and he's the one involved in, carrying out this act, or the willing person to carry out this act, definitely with the war going on, he would definitely want to do as he pleases, in as much as their target or whatever it is they're saying is resulting from the war that is happening. Now, based on all of your intro, in conclusion, what they're trying to say is just that the international individuals or those selling oil, they're actually looking for willing buyers and, of course, a willing seller, and they actually want the dollar currency to actually, skyrocket or be above the marginal over naira.
Don't you think that's a very different thing entirely? Because what we're looking at is you manufacture crude oil in a country that has a law that binds and guides sales, and then you take the whole oil and then you sell it over to people, despite the fact that this country says this is how you operate in my country. So why are they doing it? So there are a lot of questions. Dangote is a refinery who sells. These people are extracting from the country. You understand me? And they sell to abroad. Nigerian company will now go and buy from abroad, which is not supposed to be at all, according to the laws of Nigeria guiding it. So in this, it's not about willing buyer or willing seller.
It's about it. It's a willing buyer, a willing seller. In as much as everybody wants to dominate a particular certain, we're trying to say that the government have actually issued that naira should be sold to our own people. But the foreigners are of the opinion that because there are some certain, there are some certain challenges in terms of corruption or in terms of people not being loyal, or they feel like they don't want to sell to these people. This is not what they want to use. This is the particular currency they want to buy with. And they want to actually parley with persons that will actually flow with whatever it is they actually bring down here.
So you think that is what it is?
You told me that it's business. I remember myself and the other individuals who were here. You said it is strictly business. In as much as we're trying to tell you that if we have other individuals, coming out to do this, it will actually shape whatever it is that is concerning oil. Fine,
I get your point. I get your point you're making, but it's kind of very funny. Anyway, we're going to break it down, and then we'll see if this is business or this is complete nonsense from the government who is supposed to enforce its own laws. And that's exactly what is going to happen. In the business world, you cannot buy at a particular rate and then sell at a different rate. That is quite different. You are taking oil from Nigeria, crude from Nigeria, and the law says 60% of that you are taking is for Nigerian market. The other 40%, if that you are giving is not enough, probably if not read the PIA, you better go read it. If that is not enough, Nigeria has the right to buy that oil before you take it out. And these IOCs will now say, no, they have already long-standing business arrangement with other foreign companies. They don't want to do that. And they signed the PIA. So how is that about market? So it has nothing to do with...
It's still markets. Go and check properly.
It has nothing to do with...
I want to get something.
This is complete breaking the law.
It's breaking the law, but at least the law is not something that is being accurately followed when we look at it. Somebody wants to sell something, and the person is willing to buy.
Can you go to America and the American government say, this is how we want businesses to operate in my country, and you do anything otherwise?
Thank God you said
America.
Can
you go to even Libya? Can you go to Angola? Can you go to even Senegal and do this nonsense you're talking about that is business? This is not business. This is complete sabotage and complete uselessness of our country. Nigeria. This is, we're talking about Nigeria.
Well, you just called America. Now you called America, you called Senegal, you called
I don't know what this argument is all about. I don't know what it is for, but the issue is that we have a situation at our hand. The IOCs are there taking oil that's supposed to sell to Nigeria, to sell abroad, extracting oils in our country. We refuse to sell it to our refineries, they sell abroad. We go there and buy what is brought from Nigeria, and you call that business. It's not about law. And that's funny, trying to compare that with somebody who goes to buy from America, who takes from Nigeria, comes back to sell at what rate? Is that what you're comparing and talking about business? That sounds a lot very crazy to me, but definitely it's all about you out there. What do you think? And this is exactly how it should go. A lot of people think it's right. A lot of people think it's wrong. So let's have that conversation live on radio. In this dispensation where we have oil skyrocketing prices, we are trying to take a look at why it's happening. And a lot of us want to blame Dangote. A lot of us want to blame some of our local countries. But today, I want to give you information on why this is. And this is where we come with a failure of government to really put their foot down for Nigerians. And that's exactly what we're looking at. This has nothing to do with Dangote or any other refinery. It has a lot to do with policy, maintaining your policy and making sure your law affects whoever operates in your domain. And that's the issue. So everybody, welcome aboard to the program. It is Straight Talk. As it be, that's how we talk. No bending corners. That is the motto. Let's get to the point. Before we go into other conversation, let's take a look at what the papers are saying this morning. A lot of issues are on the newspaper on the Punch newspaper this morning, 2027 strategy, Makinde meets Kwankwaso as PDP reconciliation falters. Okay, this is a trending story. A lot of people are shouting Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, this one now, PDP is going, so what the hell is going on? What's happening in the political landscape? Grab a copy of the Punch newspaper and get more details on this one. All right, let's move on down. Let's take the other headlines here. I think this terrorism one.
Okay, terrorism. Tinubu brokers French military assistance deal.
Now, the question is, of all the African countries that the France has been trying to help fight terrorism, which one have they ever given any succor? Which one? Tell me, in all the Francophone countries, the entire Sahel that France army used to be, and at the end of the day, we heard so many stories from France, from the country, especially like Burkina Faso, where they have territories, their own military cannot go because the France say they are taking charge of that, and Al-Shabaab, whatever, is getting bigger and stronger in those areas. Now, what is France military going to help us do in terms of terrorism fight? That should be the question. Who have they actually helped in Africa that Nigeria is going to do, making a big deal out of it? That's what some people will be saying. I don't know if you have anything to add to that particular deal, but the story reads, let's just give her the story a little bit for them.
Okay. President Bola Tinubu on Sunday said Nigeria has secured French collaboration on military equipment and support following a lengthy discussion with French President Emmanuel Macron on Saturday. The president disclosed this during a meeting with governors at his Ikoyi residence in Lagos, where he observed the Eid-al-Fitr holidays after returning from his 2-day state visit to the United Kingdom. This is according to experts of the president's address to the governors at the meeting made available to the Punch Sunday evening. Tinubu revealed that Nigeria was prepared to leverage its goodwill and existing lines of credit to acquire necessary equipment and training for security forces in the fight against terrorism. He said, I can report to you yesterday again at a lengthy discussion with Emmanuel Macron, their collaboration with us for equipment and support. I am making frantic efforts to contact other nations if we have to spend our goodwill and line of credit. We have those who are willing to support us with equipment and training.
All right, you know where the president is talking about equipment and training. And of course, we have to go seek support. The question is, I remember somebody from a military background. We have so many weapons that only one, we tested one. I remember that's how we discovered Coma Hill. That was in 1998 during Abacha, before Abacha died. And we tested 155 stone. And for those of you who understand what 155 stone is in the military weaponry, you understand that that weapon, if it lands in the community, it turns the community upside down. And that's what happened to Coma Hill. We discovered bush people still living on trees in Nigeria. I think that was in Niger State in Coma Hills there. So that is what made U.S. started sanctioning Nigeria and Abacha and all that craziness. Now we have the capacity. We have uranium here. We have TNT here. We have so many radioactive materials to produce all these bombs. Why the hell are we not doing it? That's the question. And we keep running around chasing shadows. We have so many brilliant Nigerians that can come up and manufacture this. The arms deal with innocent. If they do that, we are going to get locally manufactured things like this, which will cost us less and bring in less dominance from the foreign powers who start giving you conditions to do this and that. Why is Nigeria not doing it? Those are the questions that we are asking. And it's just very funny, but it's a good one. They are looking for military equipment and support. Yeah. And if that works, it says it's line of credit. I'd like us to read in between the line of credit. What is the line of credit? If we are having a goodwill with France and we use up this line of credit to get military support, what are we giving back in return? So these are the issues that Nigerian government needs to start thinking about and making sure that before you get into any deal, you don't get into a deal that today it helps you, tomorrow it kills you. That's what we keep doing, and it's not helping anybody. Anyway, well, I don't know what you make of that particular headline, but it is what it is. Recapitalization. 1 week to deadline, banks in last-minute rush. Otherwise, some banks will go under the carpet or is it under the waters? Whatever that happens, whatever be, I hope that there's no bank that is going to go distress and take people's money. So many banks, if you want to withdraw now, they say no network because they just don't want you to withdraw. And that's beginning to become a problem. Let's move on now to the Daily Post newspaper. Let's take this one.
Okay, Presidency mom as Nigerians terrorism ranking sparks fear, anger. Nigerians ranking as the fourth most terrorized country in the world has sparked widespread outrage and concern.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Fourth in the world. How many countries in the world? Nigeria, they fourth. Corruption, we did second. Terrorism, fourth. I don't know. Oil, one of the highest oil producing nations in the world. And today,
We don't have.
I don't know everything I want to talk this one. This one, they prepare me for body. But at the end of the day, if we are fought and we have what Iran does not have, and Iran is able to protect themselves from wherever they are coming, producing, what is it called, nuclear weapons. And nuclear weapons are mostly produced from uranium and electromagnetic substances. I mean, we have all these, and yet we can't produce nothing. Doesn't mean it takes forever to build up these things. No, it doesn't. It's just the willingness for us to put money into all these things when we get them. I don't have our military. Do we have a drone producing base in Nigeria for our military? Does it mean Nigerians cannot produce drones? When little small children, they use cat on the drone, they fly up and down. Then they see them. Does it mean we can't do that? We can. We just don't want to. We keep depending on the foreigners and to go and bring and use all the money. We share money for useless things, buying 160-something million cars for senators and House of Rep when we have things like this to produce. Now, this is our problem. Until we face it squarely, there's nothing anybody can do. Fought on terrorism. Why are more and more terrorist organizations will keep coming up? Because we have Almajiri children everywhere, which is their breeding ground. We have porous borders where anything can come in and go out. And if you talk, they say, no, if you fight them, you're fighting our brothers and you fight our sisters. Some people in Niger, they come in, some people from, what is it called again? Chad and the rest of everybody just keep coming in and leaving. Here in the south, from Cameroon, people cross, carry river. In short, they don't even pay transport, they'll use boat. Pedal and reach Nigeria, do what they want to go back from the creek to this. So porous that at the end of the day, we just sit down and watch our nation keep going down the drain every day, without any will, political will, to solve it. This is the problem. All this going around, kissing asses left, right, and center, it does not help anybody. But this is exactly our situation. We need to call it the way it is. This morning, I don't know the side of bed I woke up, but the fact remains that we're going to keep saying it the way it is. And this, we need to call the attention of our Nigerian government to what they need to do. Security is a priority concern. We need our own weapons, which we can produce. Small secondary school children, they do drones. The other one was building an armored car with cartons. If you give them the materials, won't they build it? All it takes is funding. In our universities, we're supposed to have University of Technology, for instance, like FUTO. We're supposed to have engineering department that can manufacture all this. In our universities, what does it take? Look at our university curriculum. It's always like, Oyinbo people go discover. They will now read for 4 or 5 years to understand what they discovered. Before you understand that one, they'll bring another one. They keep keeping you behind the scene. This is our problem. We need to face this thing squarely and deal with it the way it is. Our education system has gone down to the drain. It's like nothing. So many people you come out from the university looking like a dumb. Because what you're being taught is completely outdated.
Different.
It doesn't flow with the current trend. And this is where we're having issues. So all these things, our government, we sign this deal, to what end? That is just, which of these deals have ever helped Nigeria in any way apart from the elites in the community? The most talented young people are from poor homes, not the rich homes, because the rich have never suffered. They don't know what it takes to survive. If you don't hear way, if you don't go farm, all the other people they call gona and day, some beat your back, you're going to know what it means to survive. Many of these rich people, they don't even understand what it means to survive. And that is why they don't do anything to go down to reach the grassroots where people are really, they are having the tendency, the temerity to do what they can do to survive. Nigerian government, Mona try more survive. That's all we can say. Here, we're not here about criticizing. We're here to openize. This is exactly what we need to do. Government needs to understand that we have all it takes. We don't need nobody. People hear Donald Trump talking, we don't need them, we can go there and do whatever we want to do because they can. Every time we would run around from here to here, hold meeting with one small Macron, go follow you to talk. What does France have? Take African money away from France. France is dead. And we're running to them every time seeking peanut and green grass, where we have so many. Very soon they will begin import grass to feed cow. Anyway, that's the situation. I better read another headline, Jare. Let's move on.
Okay. Atiku rejects FG's OPL 245 dispute resolution claim, warns against NNPCL JV asset sale.
No, but Tinubu saying go sell Nigerian refinery. Yeah, I mean, Atiku. I beg, read this story. I never read this particular one.
Okay, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has dismissed the federal government's assertion that the protracted OPL 245 dispute has been settled, maintaining that the case is still before the courts. In a statement on Sunday, Atiku described the claim by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration as misleading, pointing to a pre-action notice issued by Malabu Oil as proof that the dispute remains unresolved. He warned that excluding a major stakeholder from the process raises serious due process concerns. Noting that several related cases are still pending before the Supreme Court and the Federal High Court. Atiku said it was troubling that Malabu, a key stakeholder, was neither consulted nor involved in any purported negotiation or settlement process, adding that sidelining critical parties reflect recklessness rather than strength.
This Malabu oil scandal is not going. I wonder who owns the Malabu oil. Malabu oil scandal. Who are the owners? Let's just take a little bit and see how we can bring you a little bit of information. Just let's know who owns this Malabu oil. Say Malabu Oil Gas Limited was secretly owned and controlled by former Nigerian Petroleum Minister Dan Etete, using the alias Kweku Amafega and Mohammed Abacha, son of former head of state Sani Abacha. The company was created in 1998 to illegally award itself the lucrative OPL 245 oil blocks, 245 oil blocks. Now they can't give one company owned by Abacha's son. But Dan Etete is the former minister of oil, leading to a fraudulent $1.1 billion sale in 2011 to Shell and Eni. And these are all those IOCs. We are going to talk about them later. So everybody just understand where they rot in Nigerian oil. This has held Nigeria hostage till today. Dan Etete them. Remember Dan Etete, the minister of oil during Abacha's regime? It's completely very, very sad. The key details about the ownership and actors in Malabu scandal include Dan Etete initially listed as having a 20% stake. Etete later claimed total beneficial ownership and control of Malabu using nominees. Mohammed Abacha held 50% stake in Malabu, which he claimed was never transferred despite Etete's assertion. So they just put person name there, Hola, as Minister of Oil. This country. Wabi Hassan, wife of Hassan Adamu, a close friend of Sani Abacha, was a director/owner. One company. How many people do own them? Ali Abubakar, a businessman accused of acting as a middleman for the distribution of bribes, acting on behalf of influential parties. Raski Gbenidje, a lawyer charged with fabricating documents to alter Malabu's ownership structure. Now, this is a scandal Atiku is talking about that they are still in court. Oh, yeah, use your tongue, count your teeth. Oh, yeah, now let's move on now to the Vanguard newspaper. All right, let's go to the Vanguard newspaper then.
Okay, state police, governor splits as insecurity worsens nationwide.
Did they split? What did they split to? Okay, let's take a little bit of that story. After that, we'll open up the phone lines for you to holler. All right.
Okay, the push for state police gained fresh momentum at the weekend as rising insecurity across the country forced governors, lawmakers, and stakeholders into a defining debate, with most stakes backing the proposal while others warned of abuse, repression, and political misuse. From the north to the south, the fault lines are clear, While many states are already laying structures for decentralized policing, critics insist Nigeria lacks the safeguards to prevent governors from turning such outfits into instruments of control. While governors of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, Caleb Mofwang of Plateau State, Abba Yusuf of Kano State, and those of Zamfara, Taraba, Kebbi, Adamawa, Nasarawa, and Kwara states argued that state police was the way to go and had started putting measures in place to actualize community policing. Borno State Governor Bagba Gana Zulum and his Sokoto state counterpart, among others, said Nigeria was not matured enough for state police. The development comes amid worsening insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, and communal clashes that have stretched the centrally controlled Nigerian police force to its limits.
Even Babagana Zulum, will be the headquarters of terrorists, say they are not ready for it. So who's now ready? But definitely it's a very sensitive matter. I am not going to delve into this one today because I don't get their strength. So let's move on from that. We are going to take a close look at this state police where we have some stakeholders to discuss it. And of course, 2027, we want to bring back the power of Kanu, says Peter Obi. All right, this is where the allegation or, well, the anticipation, whichever word you want to use, not much of an allegation is coming from, because there's been this muted underscore of Kwankwaso and Peter Obi teaming up to have a ticket to challenge Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Everybody keeps saying Kwankwaso, Tinubu, Kwankwaso, Obi, Kwankwaso, Obi, Obi, Kwankwaso, and the rest of them. The problem is that Obi never even get presidential ticket. Another they shot running mate. When Labour Party met with Kwankwaso the last time for Kwankwaso to vice Obi, he refused flatly that he is a bigger candidate than Peter Obi. And now, what has changed? Is it because of the election results? Peter Obi got 6 million and he got 1 million. All the 1 million come from Kano. So he only has Kano State to his name, and the entire Nigeria there, they give him, 1.1 million.
Seeing is believing.
And then probably that's in don't making eye. Don't they change my say, it be like this guy a big person. I join him so that if he finish, I go take over. But definitely that is some people's own opinion.
Yeah.
The fact is that, can these two work together? That's just the point. When somebody has already had a mindset that I am bigger than you, he can only use you to get into power and they start using you to get you out of it. So there are a lot to take away from this Obi Kwankwaso thing. And you understand? And because if Kwankwaso joins forces with Obi, there will be a lot of northern voters that will go for Obi, no doubt about that. And that is where Obi is lacking, because he has no stronghold in the northern part, especially in the northwest. You understand? Because if he definitely gets it from Atiku already has locked down the entire northeast. He has a base of northeast, like 60% of those voters are for Atiku. Everybody knows that based on the results of the last election and previous elections, he has been contesting. But in the northwest, where the majority numbers comes from, that is where Kwankwaso comes from Kano State. So if that alliance can work, somehow you perform a little bit better in the north than he did in the last election. But when you come down here, Tinubu didn't have any say in the southeast. And south, Obi swept everything. But is that scenario still the same? As at that 2023 election, Anambra State was still far away from collaborating with APC. Enugu State was complete PDP. Abia State was PDP. Then, again, Ebonyi State, okay, that was APC. And Imo State was APC. Now, today, everybody in APC. You understand what I'm saying? So, now...
How do you know everybody's APC?
Everybody in APC now. Imo now, waiting. Only Abia State remain. We have Abga APC in Anambra. Enugu State is now APC. Ebonyi State is APC. No, everybody.
This is politics. Follow Bele, where politics is.
I don't know what you want to argue now for. What do you want to argue? What are you arguing?
Follow Bele where politics is. How do you know?
Who they give Bele?
Until that time.
Who they give Bele?
Until that time,
I beg, if they want to give you Bele, find the person. No, let me talk for me. Go collect Bele somewhere else. All right, so another issue we should take a look at that. It's not going to be like the big gap because of this apathy thing. The people who vote in are no longer there. So what Obi and all this other opposition needs to do is first to drag people out from their homes to come out, because the crowd is what you need to get, because you don't have the state machinery, definitely. So there's a mountain to be climbed here in the southeast and south. Because so many people are not even willing to come out. Yeah. Maybe, probably, if the ticket comes up and the bus starts again, we'll get to another. But as it stands now,
yeah, it's really, really flat.
In 2023, the likes of Kubana were purely for Obi. Yeah. Today, they have switched camp. In 20, Kubana chief priest in Imo State was everywhere campaigning for Obi. Today, he has switched camp. I mean, there's so many people that have switched camp today. Stomach infrastructure has come to play. And Tinubu knows how to play that one when it comes to stomach infrastructure. He's a master of it. According to him, he's a master strategist. So it's not like as you're seeking to get where you didn't have you're losing your base. So you need to come back home and do a whole lot of things. So that's just all I'm saying. I hope it works for him. If he gets the ticket, fine. If he doesn't get the ticket, who's side? Mona, let's see, 2031. We'll talk about election again. We don't win that one since. That's exactly what I can say. If you like, they look me. If you like, no, they look. And I know say you don't go even go vote. You were there. That day you don't go even come out. Mav King, no where in voters card day. You know where it is. So
thank you. Ask him.
Mav King, that day you're gonna do DJ song with the scratch. Now with the scratch that day, people they do party. Yeah, patriotic citizen.
Thank you.
God bless you for doing that. Thank you very much. I take that back. I take it back. I take it back. All right, let's open up the phone lines for you now. Join the conversation. It is Straight Talk live on Echo FM 100.7 right here in the city of Owerri. All right, phone lines officially open 0911 2022 or 0707 454
1014.
All right. Good morning. Who there?
Good morning.
Very Cosmos, very info. Good morning.
Good morning to you, the senior citizen. This will be my first caller today. While are they?
Don't worry, there's no trouble today because I will start a holiday soon, the Easter holiday.
Okay.
Savio, you know, you talk of politics and you're talking of who is where. Blood is thicker than the ballot box.
Yes,
okay.
So
Blood is thicker than the ballot box.
I hear you.
And blood is thicker than buying of vote. No matter how much you bring to the polling station to give to people. And blood is thicker than the jingoism of the politicians. The political jingoism. When they promise, you remember that they promised what they promised. I ask yourself, how much did they fulfill? Barry, blood is thicker than Eigan. We're all heading in the same direction like sheep. You will find out later that as you move on, those you thought are with you are voting against you. And they definitely will vote against the crowd. So it's not about the crowd. It's about the conviction of the voters. I thought I requested you once in a while.
Yeah.
Please ask your listeners, do you have your voter's card? But that's where to start, though. It's not about whether it's support to you or support anybody. Do you have your voter's card? If you don't have your voter's card, you're not relevant to anything anybody is saying.
At all.
And there are many who do not have
I didn't mean to drink one beer and I will say one ball for you.
If there are, I'm not part of it. It will be a glorious week for us in Nigeria.
Yes.
God bless you. Bless Dawn. And bless me too.
And God bless you too. Thank you.
Keep saying God bless Nigerians.
Yes.
Sorry, God bless Nigerians.
I mean,
we are resilient. We must survive.
Amen.
Yes,
we must
sir.
survive.
Yes.
And let me end with the question I've always asked you. Where is the welfare of the people on all your calculations? The political movement, the side movement, the front movement, the backward movement. Where is the welfare of the people of Nigeria in the configurations of what the politicians are doing for themselves, not for us? Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, senior citizen. Senior citizen, open line today. All right, let's go. Good morning. Who's there?
Good morning.
Hello,
Good
good
morning
morning.
Yes, my name is Uche from Owerri.
Okay, you're welcome, Uche.
I don't know that they're still talking about 1%.
Obi.
Mm.
Because in the last gathering, where all these big people, including Obasanjo, they were fronting a Tambowa for him.
Okay.
Yeah, so how did this one now come up? Because I watched that gathering where it looks like a blessing, where Obasanjo was like, and other people in that gathering, trying to, it was that, and I thought that maybe they have decided to give a Tambowa to Obi. So I don't understand. Yeah, because the gathering, that event, it wasn't too long. It wasn't too long with the.
Yes, yes. I recall what you're saying. It's all part of the calculations, and Sokoto is also a very big place with a lot of numerical strength in terms of elections, and Tambowal himself is also a name in the north. He has his own movement as well, but definitely when it comes to
but
this,
I doubt his loyalty. That's what I assume it.
thank you very much. A lot of people. A lot of
Yeah,
people, he is an article guy through and through. Everybody knows that. So
if followers of this, I wouldn't like for people to
all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. These are all permutations. Nothing is real. Nobody don't give a bit ticket until when you get tickets, we can talk. Hoo-ha. Good morning. Please turn it down, turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. Thank you.
Good morning, buddy.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, Nande GK, they call you here from Elume Chemical Vietnam.
Welcome
You're
aboard.
welcome.
Yes, Barry. I tell you, see this combination between this man and Peter Obi. One so it will be a good one.
Okay.
Because what Nigeria need now, we need a good person where go fit come out this APC government. We no one know where you from. All we know be say if you get the power, because I believe that this is a thing of power. If you know strong, no go near the only bochorula maej achanya.
Okay.
So this time, now Urula maej achanya, and the people collect this thing for President Tinubu hand. So if these two people come together, Igbo land and the Hausa land come together, I believe the part of Lagos will go get some Yoruba land.
Okay.
Automatically, this thing fit work. But make them tie their belts well because they are fighting three arms of the place. INEC, police, and the same time the APC. Make them be very careful. Fourthly, the court. So make them be careful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ndejike. Good morning.
Barry, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, and your colleague is great. America from World Bank.
Okay.
You're welcome.
In as much as, just like the first caller said, he took the word from my mouth. People, they don't register for, they don't come out for vote. They don't register for vote. And then what I'm saying, I have some people around me. They say, each time I listen to this program, different stations and make calls, they tell you, okay, why don't you enter politics? Every time you hear news. Meanwhile, I don't even belong to any state. I've never and I will never in my life belong to any political party. Because I love, and they say information is power. Knowledge is power. Understand? So, our people, the one of the today they said it. If Igbo people can do it well, the ABC with future people or something like that. I had it in one of the today. Let our people go and register. Those that don't have their voters card to go and register.
All right. Thank you.
Go. And the issue of Congress and the OP, my brother, a lot of political gimmicks is going on now. I don't know if you call it gimmicks or permutation or political mathematics is going on now. So some people that are after politics may not understand what's going on. But I know in the nearest future, very soon, in the next 3, 4, 5 months, you understand where they're going. All of them, they are making their calculations. So people should not be worried. I know that the APC, all of them, they are strategizing for 2027, and the APC will get the top of their life.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. The senior citizens say blood is thicker than water, right? I don't know how thick this young man is. No wonder shall never end in this world. a 20-year-old man. He's not a boy. Why are they writing boy? 20 years not a boy. He's a man. Killed his mother that the mother refused to beat him in a Boeing state. That is the most bizarre thing I've seen in a long, long time. In a boy, I killed my mother for refusing to beat me. 20-year-old boy confesses. That is what the Vanguard newspaper wrote. But I say 20 years old man. Chai. Well, according to the study, the people of Ohatakwe, Ukawu in Onisha local government area of Boeing State have banished a 20-year-old man. Damian Ofubuike says for allegedly killing his mother. Why? It was gathered that Ofubuike attacked his mother, Onyemechi, with a machete, an incident that has thrown the community into mourning. Sources say the incident occurred over the weekend, after which the suspect fled into the nearby forest. However, youths of the community mobilized, tracked him into the forest where he was hiding and apprehended him. He was subsequently paraded around the community by the youths and later banished with a stern warning not to return. Anyway, is this not a matter for the courts and the police to take into account this young man? This is murder, for God's sake. And in customary way of judging things, banishment, that used to happen in the ancient time. Not be today now. In case somebody go in for the law. In a viral video recorded during the parade, the suspect had reportedly confessed to the act, claiming he committed the crime, banished his because his mother refused to beat him and declined to provide funds to set up a barbing salon for his brother who had completed apprenticeship. Bam. Oh, yeah. Wait. Let me guess. I want to ask. Mother still a bad boy wey don reach 15 years. For this, How can you kill your mother because he refused to beat you, refused to give money where your brother goes open? That one, I think something in Colomenta, I don't enter that guy. That's where the talk don't make sense. But at the end of the day, it is a very sad one. A mother who carried you for 9 months, went to the labor room with all that pains, gave birth to you, nurtured you for 20 years, and you kill him because he refused to beat you. Child, Jesus Christ. I remember when I tell people who get devil number, when I call devil, man, find your own firewood, give the guy where you go set your own hair fire, where you go the roast. Give him fuel cost, and I'm going to find kerosene. Give him so that you go set hair fire for when you go roast. Because that's how bad it is for me. I think, well, somebody need to go and reorient that young man. Probably Nkpuru is working somewhere because nobody could do this kind of thing with clear eye. It's not funny, but that's what it is, man. Let's go back to the front lines. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, the dog.
Good morning.
Catch you soon.
Yeah, it seems like the dog still doesn't want to note my voice.
I've noted it.
Okay. Good morning, Samare.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, first of all, let me congratulate you on the great feat. You are the great feat you are going to achieve this week. But I really want to say is what it should come from you first.
Thank you. Thank you, no wahala.
Yes.
You don't go raise matter where people go start call me waiting to happen, Abi.
And let me keep it like that.
Leave it like that. Thank you.
But I hope Georgia is aware. If she will come, so that I can come and then meet her for
if they find wife, don't marry her. Leave them alone.
That's right the way. My name is Kachi Sinekua.
Yeah,
I am calling from my community in a way the West local government. Let me talk about what happened over the weekend in Kano State.
Okay.
People were shouting, Obi Kwankwaso, Obi Kwankwaso. You see that every time we keep giving credit to Kwankwaso for having only Kano State. Only Kano State cannot make you president of Nigeria.
Lie.
Are you said lie or truth?
I say lie. Nothing make you president.
Correct. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
So each time we keep giving him that credit as if it's one big deal. Besides, the same Kwankwaso was there, and his political son, who is the governor, left him and defected to APC.
So if he had that much relevance, the governor wouldn't have defected to APC. But that's by the way. But let me remind us that the same crowd, I saw the video, the same crowd we saw there was still the same crowd we saw in 2023. At the end of the day, what happened? The end, we say, justifies the means. I keep saying it, and I will always continue to say it. Let us leave social media, razzmatazz, and the rest of it. Elections are not won in social media. If elections were won in social media, Obi would have been president by now. So I want to advise the ADC, who is currently the main opposition party in Nigeria, to go all out, match APC, whatever. APC is not even looking at this crowd people are doing on social media. They are busy trying even to make Tinubu the sole candidate of the APC. If you want, they are well organized. Their national convention is coming up by this week. All of them are organized, but look at what is happening in the ADC. Some cases, now I'm hearing one person claiming to be national chairman against David Mark. They are not even together. They should put their house together and be ready to match APC. Is it money for money? Is it power for power? However, they are doing it. Even if they say they are, they already paid, is it $9 million to some lobbyists to be lobbying social media? NDC should go and do their own.
All right.
If they are employing wizards, I'm summarizing, please. If they are employing wizards, who will maybe on that day, they would disconnect network so that electronic service will not work. ADC should do same and employ their own that will prevent those wizards from operating. So it is not social. Let us, ADC should be more serious and leave social media and match APC. However they want it, they should match it. That is the only way they can get power. But as far if it is for Obi, we have passed that era. They are deceiving themselves.
All right.
My name is Kachi Sinepa from us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our time for this newspaper reviews over. But before we go, let me just take this
message.
My live domain suffer with times. Engineer book a text message from Futo. That's chemistry, physics. All right. Engineer book a text from Futo says a very good morning, Barry and Co. It says Nigeria ranking as the fourth most terrorism-impacted country depicts a thermomechanical system operating far from steady state equilibrium with excessive entropy generation, irreversible losses, and poor energy efficiency. Bam, physics. Mechanically, the system is subjected to sustained cyclic and impact loading, resulting in fatigue failure, stress concentration at weak nodes, and cracks propagation due to inadequate damping, poor feedback control, and low factor of safety. Bam. That's called mechanics in physics. All right. The situation mirrors a system approaching resonance with amplified oscillation and reduced structural integrity. Motion. Ideally, such a system should maintain thermodynamic stability, optimize energy transfer, and robust load distribution. Energy. However, the current condition reflects system degradation, thermal imbalance, and mechanical instability, demanding urgent calibration, reinforcement, and control system optimization. Indeed, the system remains constant with a negative entropy. Oh, God. Negative entropy is the worst nightmare you can ever think about any system balance. Engineer Buka texting from Futo. God bless you, dear. The people's elder is here, done.
Okay. Barrio, is the boy older than the city boys? Are you sure those city boys didn't maim their mothers because of the same reasons? Let's stop worrying about how ADC goes about their political moves. We all know how APC operates. Besides, PO is not desperate to be president. It is Nigeria that will suffer if APC returns. The people's elder.
Elder Chijoke, thank you very much. Let's go to our short break now so that we can bring you some commercials. When we come back, other messages, we'll take them both here on Facebook and on YouTube. Stick around with us. After this, we will be back to converse and have this argument that Don started during the introduction of our... Now you start the argument now. So the people will not end up. Nobody you start them. Nobody you start the argument. We don't start say you start with you start now. You know, as if you don't start them. Okay, everybody be ready to argue when we come back from this break. This is Straight Talk live on Echo FM. Don't go nowhere.
Echo FM.
Oya mama papa okoro na agbo ngwa were ọsọ were ije gaa ka ịgbata kaadị gị ugbu a.
Echo FM.
Echo FM 100.7, the fresh news people.
Are you a business owner looking to reach a wider audience? Do you want to promote your products or services to thousands of listeners? Look no further. Echo FM 100.7 offers a unique opportunity to advertise your business to a targeted and engaged audience. If interested in advertising with Echo FM, please call 0707 491 3440 to speak with our representative. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity to grow your business and reach new customers. Call us now on 0707 491 3440. 0707 491 3440. Thank you. This is an infomercial. Oh, this is so frustrating. Which kind thing be this now? Oh.
Michael, have fun now. This one your face is like this. What's wrong?
Just imagine, my boss sent me to print some business cards and the final outcome is poor. He condemned everything. I'm tired. I've tried so many printing companies for our business cards, brochures, and posters, and yet, look at this trash. I will make me begin write for paper because I don't tire for this quality.
You never see anything. Oh yeah, calm down, make I reason you. Haven't you heard of the King Printing Hub? Not only do they have cutting-edge technology, but they also have a team of seasoned experts who make your printing dreams a reality. With sophisticated computer-to-plate and direct image machines at the forefront of printing technology, ensuring your ideas are captured with clarity and brilliance.
For real? What kind of services do they offer?
They handle all tiers of printing activities from business cards, invoices and receipts to flyers, brochures, posters, flex banners and even vehicle branding. They also offer creative design services, corporate branding and general printing.
That sounds amazing. What about their quality?
The King Printing Hub uses state-of-the-art equipment, including CTP, ID card printing, lamination, perfect binding, and automatic folding machines. They also offer mass printing in 2 and 5 units.
Wow, that's impressive. Where are they located?
They are located at number 4 Ajoku Street, Owerri, off Federal Road, Imo State. And in case you want to order their services from the comfort of your home, you can call them on 08161 774303, 08161 774303, or email them at hub@thekingmail.com. You can also book online via www.thekingprintinghub.com.
Aisha, thank you for this information where you give me so make I begin wrong go there.
You are welcome. Remember, the King Printing Hub is the one-stop shop for all your printing needs.
I can assure you, but this one na confirm. Make I rush go there sharp.
The King Printing Hub, putting your printing dreams in your palm.
Echo FM.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How you can suspend me here? Are we your slaves?
And I'm going to win this election.
That is the truth.
Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo, and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People.
Welcome to the news update on Echo FM 100.7, the station with fair and balanced reporting. Here are the latest stories we are keeping tabs on. The federal government has announced plans to scrap the junior secondary school common entrance examination and introduce a learner identification number to track pupils from primary school through their academic journey. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, added that the new system would help address gaps in the transition from primary to secondary school education, particularly the large number of pupils who fail to progress to the next level. The Nigerian Police Force has announced a nationwide restructuring of its tactical units, clarifying that the move is aimed at improving efficiency and accountability. According to a statement issued by the police spokesperson, Anthony Placide, the reform is driven by growing criticism over the proliferation of tactical teams across commands, many of which are created by commissioners of police and heads of formations without adequate oversight. The push for state police gained fresh momentum as rising insecurity across the country forced governors, lawmakers, and stakeholders into a defining debate, with most states backing the proposal while others warned of abuse, repression, and political misuse. The development comes amid worsening insecurity, banditry, kidnapping, and communal clashes that have stretched the centrally controlled Nigerian police force to its limits. The Nigerian Navy stated that operatives in the River State have intercepted about 44,000 liters of suspected illegally refined petroleum products. Director of Naval Information, Commodore Abiodun Folorosho, disclosed that the interception via a statement issued in Abuja. Folorosho stated that the suspects and the recovered products were still in custody, stating that they would soon be handed over to the relevant authorities for further investigation. Bandits have invaded an Ekwa church in Umugo community, Ifolodun local government area of Kwara State, and abducted some worshippers. Confirming the development, the State Commissioner for Communications, Bolanle Olukoju, stated that the security operatives successfully rescued 3 victims while efforts are ongoing to secure the release of the remaining abductees. And in the world of sports, Victor Shime has confirmed he will undergo surgery on his fractured right forearm and expect to be sidelined for a maximum of 6 weeks, while also revealing that 2 Liverpool players apologized to him following the incident that caused the injury during Galatasaray's 4-0 Champions League defeat at Anfield. The 27-year-old also drew on his history of serious injuries to put the current setback in perspective, revealing that he still carries 18 screws in his face from the injury that led him to wear his trademark mask. And in business, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has named a Central Bank of the Year by Central Banking Magazine in recognition of sweeping reforms that restored macroeconomic stability and investor confidence in Nigeria. It concluded that the CBN's action over the past 2 years have been nothing short of remarkable, reflecting a strong commitment to restoring stability and laying the foundation for sustainable economic growth. And on the foreign scene, as the standoff over the Strait of Hormuz continued following its effective blockade by Iran, the U.S. and the Gulf states are trading threats of further destruction of energy and oil infrastructure across the Middle East. In a swift response, Iran threatened to inadvertently destroy U.S.-linked energy sites across the Middle East if its power plants were targeted. Iran had blocked the vital waterway, which carries a fifth of global crude oil trade in peacetime, and it is key leverage in the war. And that is all for the news update at 10 as edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms. On Facebook is Echo FM. On our X handle is at EchoFM_Were. On Instagram is EchoFM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by clicking on www.echofm.net. Thank you for listening.
Echo FM.
Live from the Eastern Heartland, Echo FM 100.7 brings you engaging conversation on trending news.
We need the federal government to sort whatever issue they are having with ASU.
And by December this year, 4,000 MOUs will be employed in Europe.
It's explosive.
Well, first of all, we must understand that war in itself is a display of anarchy. When you talk about war, that is lawlessness at its peak. When you say you are fighting war to keep Nigeria one, no. You fought the war as a manifestation of your incompetence in the management of the crisis that was then part of Nigerian history.
Hilarious.
I get malaria, my cancer. Behind every successful man, there's a woman at the front. Look without you. Stop shaking your head. You stop shaking your head. You're one of those who are causing problems. On action.
And daring.
Mr. President, God will ask all of us, but you will be in the front. I will say, I've told the Senate President.
Our nation remains one of the most insecure and least peaceful in the world today, making Nigeria one of the hungriest countries of the world. Nigerians now spend nearly their entire income on feeding.
We may be hungry, but we can manage our hunger.
My appeal is that you dedicate 20% of 2025, roughly 72 days, to visit each of the 36 states.
Catch the drama, feel the excitement on Straight Talk on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri with the Radio Marshal Barry Cosmos. Every weekday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join the conversation on Straight Talk with Barry Cosmos. Straight Talk. Get straight analysis. No bending corners.
Let's be poor. Breathe.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is Straight Talk live on Echo FM 100.7, the station with fair and balanced reporting, the fresh news people. Welcome to Straight Talk. No bending corners. All right, before we go into that conversation, of course, my microphone partner is still here. Lan, how you doing?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Yes, now, why won't I be fine?
Okay. If we did fine, now make we find the fine. Make it fine.
I don't understand. You asked the question, I answered you. You're still bothered about my fine again. I don't understand.
I'm just trying to be sure. All right, that's all right. You see, when you try to show care for them, for some people, then go to vex. Say they show care. No, Hala. Look at Dr. Mrs. Simao Labra from Owerri said the leaders have really dealt with us. We need men and women who stand tall on moral authority and can march on gold in search of honor. Men and women with service and heart of love for us. Leaders with justice in their hearts and ambitions of living here better than they met it. We need golden names who will occupy the most treasured pages in the yet-to-be-written golden books of leaders. We need men and women whose names will serve as a collateral to their survivors and lineage. May God help us to get it right in 2027. That is the gospel according to Dr. Mrs. Olebra. Thank you very much for sending in that message. We are taking the messages now from WhatsApp. Prince Tochinat Okegbu texting from Ogbako. Excellent morning. This issue of insecurity in Nigeria is what this present government, under the leadership of President Bat, have not decided to tackle. A situation whereby Nigeria is turning to one-party system. What do you think that will be the outcome? Even the welfare of our security operatives have not been taken good care of to motivate their operations. All right, let's take this one down. Okay, very brief.
Yeah.
It's a good morning, Ekwefan. Please, which newspaper did you read about Malabu oil issues, Engineer Caleb? Okay, I'll search that one for you. All right, take this one first.
Okay, good morning, my eloquent, majestic Barry Kosi and beautiful Don Judge. It's most absurd and completely unbelievable that more than 90% of Nigerians are watching and only talking like the crickets every morning, while our politicians, who are less than 10%, drag Nigerians to the guillotine.
Guillotine?
No. Gluttony.
All right, go ahead.
No, one wonders if they are using voodoo on us. Otherwise, it is difficult to believe what is happening in the country in the midst of highly learned and educated people. Whether we believe it or not, Mr. Peter Obi has said it all. Take it to the Chatham House. That is what it is. The mass defections to APC notwithstanding. Isn't it, Lady Julian Nosike?
All right, thank you, Lady Julian Nosike, for sending in your message. Juju from Ikwere says, Barry and Don, good morning. How is your weekend? Heat too much or no be small? That heat. Thank God, say rain can't drizzle small. Can make some of us sleep. I don't know if SM sleep at all this morning. Heat, nearly wire Chris come over here, but okay. SM say heat wire up. Say, Barrio, do you know that Nigeria is like the prodigal son who wasted his father's wealth? Hi, how I enter. We have everything in the land, but choose not to know the value. Is it true that some bandits sink into rivers? Barry and Don, over the city don't become dirty again. Barry, what did you buy for daybreak done last weekend? I like listening to the lecture of senior citizen than the other person. Have a nice day. The other person, who be the other person now? All right. If you know, you know. Architects are OPZ Omere from Waxley. I said, one Generalissimo International. Barry Cosmos and Alpha Don, Judge Don. Nigeria is a world mining field for the allied criminals in power who do not want Nigeria to be better because of their lack of patriotism, inferiority complex to anything West and white, intellectual bankruptcy. Jesus. That one enter. Intellectual bankruptcy. All right. Greed and selfishness. They do not want Nigeria to be better so that their pockets will be heavy. That is our main problem. They distribute oil fields to their cronies and associates to the detriment of the country. Everything is being deliberately imported, even toothpick, negating production and industrialization. APC is the worst thing that has afflicted Nigeria and Nigerians, but a new Nigeria is possible. May God help us to vote them out in 2027. That is a message from Architect OPZ Owomere.
Okay, I'm Collins Oswagu, a.k.a. Motion, texting from Imo Poly. Good morning, my good friend Barry, Akoma, and the listeners. I don't think Kwankwaso joining ADC can dethrone Tinubu in the 2027 election. Tinubu has already set the plans on how to rig himself in. APC refusing to sign full electric transmission into law, appointing his kingsmen as the INEC chairman, paying the Supreme Court judges handsomely, and convincing 31 governors to join APC are the strategies Tinubu set in place to rig himself in. Other contestants are coming to participate, not to win. There's no democracy in Nigeria. A motion from Imo Poly.
Well, that is the kind of message the APC would love to hear. that people are giving up already. So keep it up. If you want them to be happy that have already won the election, keep thinking like that. Well, the good one and John George Ekoma, I think the rise on oil is as a result of the ongoing war between America and Iran. But other countries have fashioned out the way of helping their citizens. But Nigerian government is only thinking about 2027 elections. I wait for this country. Barry, I bet you that France cannot prefer any good solution that will solve insecurity in Nigeria. Nigerian government is only using the means to cater for resources away to France. Ekoma, what kind of politics is Obi playing? Barry, you have begun to trouble Lady Ekoma. Comrade Chris Ogon, JP, charge of presentation. You are happy. You are happy that it's not the trouble. We are just getting this. We are never even reach anywhere for Genesis. Genesis will never even open. You are happy. Sorry, trouble. Why not go trouble them? All right, let's continue the conversation before we get the messages on our Facebook. Let's just take the messages at once, and after that we'll. Time to go. Let's discuss. So we are taking a look at oil prices, and at the beginning of this, I told you something. IOCs are preferring to sell their oil. Who are the oil IOCs? International oil companies. We're going to give you a list of them, and in Nigeria, and what they stand for, and why are they selling the crude abroad instead of Nigerian companies? Why do they add 6% premium on every liter if they want to sell to Nigeria? I mean, there's a lot of things going on wrong in Nigeria, despite the fact that we have a PIA, which is petroleum industry tax or what? All right, that is agreement, PIA, sorry, not tax, agreement. Now, IOC companies in Nigeria, ExxonMobil, Shell Company, Eni, and the Total Energy, which is Total is even the worst in terms of moving abroad. They don't even sell to Nigeria at all. They just take the whole crude manufactured, giving excuse of long-standing business agreement with companies abroad. That is the agreement, the excuse they give. How long does this agreement work? When did they sign the agreement? Who signed the agreement? So the agreement they signed abroad is more than the one they signed with Nigeria, because they signed agreement with the PIA and they signed agreement with Nigerian government before they started operating in Nigeria. So they respect the agreement abroad. They don't respect the agreement here in Nigeria, thereby putting us in this madness of importing crude oil that is extracted from Nigeria, sold to U.S., and then we go to U.S. and buy it, and then we transport it and bring it here. Dangote buys 60% of the crude he distills at his refinery. And then how do you now expect him to sell at a loss? Is it possible? Now, with the global oil prices skyrocketing because of the war, what do you think Dangote should do? What should Walter Smith do? What should the modular refineries do other than to increase the price to stay in business? Now, this is exactly our problem. But where does it all start from? Where does it all begin? Where and how do we solve this problem? Every government has found a way to reduce the impact of the war on their prices of groceries and every other thing in their country, except this country, which our president has remained mum on. He has said nothing, he has done nothing. He is the petroleum minister as it stands. And this is very heartbreaking. A lot of people throw their anger at Dangote, and that's one of the things we were talking about. But after going through all this, I realized that the man has nothing, no fault. There's nothing he can fault Dangote about. There's no way he's going to go buy 60% of his total requirement abroad in dollars. And then they will now come back, transport it, process it, store it, and transport it within. And then you're expecting to sell at a loss. It's not going to happen. Nobody, no businessman will do that. So at the end of the day, where do we go from here? So before we go into the nitty-gritty, Don, I know you are itching to say something on this one.
No, I'm not itching
you
to
are
say
itching,
anything.
You're itching. Talk.
Hey,
talk. Your time is now. Talk now.
Hey, God.
Talk.
I'm not itching
Because
to
the
say
next thing now you go bring Dangote. You and Dangote, I don't know what the Dangote do you.
Hey, God. I'm not itching to say anything because what you said in the beginning and what I said, if you look at it critically, I think maybe English is not the problem. I think it's the word or the usage of words we use to actually, say it out that is actually making it look like it's not tilting on the same ground. But it's the same thing. The same way I wasn't on the side of Dangote to some extent about his way of distilling his own fuel price. And now that I'm actually saying that, I gave you an answer. I said, what is my own take on? And I said, these IOCs, they said historically they have a line of doing a particular thing. And then suddenly they changed gear. Now, the changing of gear means they had to give it to those who were willing, that is, willing buyers and willing sellers. And you said that after all, Dangote is actually making, profits, that he will not sell this and still want to, come down at a loss. But I tried to tell you the other time that no matter how you put this fuel pump price, whether they're raising it high or they're raising it low, research has made us know that no matter how they put or increase the fuel pump price, they will still make much gain. So other countries trying to salvage this problem of the Middle East between Israel, Iran, and USA, we as Nigerians, we can do it. And because there is problem with the head, definitely the whole body will be sick. We already have a lacking system whereby things are not done properly. Things are not done from the roots. Everything is just done in a hogwash, situation. So when things are done like that, you don't expect people not to, display or act the way they want to act. So these IOCs are actually acting as much as they have a tendered agreement down that says, don't do this, don't do that. But you see that things are going anyhow because we don't have a foundational knowledge on how to actually scrutinize something and make it stand. So people will just do anything they want to do and you will not blame them for it. So if you move around, we're still saying the same thing. The only thing is the grammar with which we're actually sending the information out.
Okay, anyway, let's take a look at oil prices globally.
Yeah.
And look at the price Nigeria is buying oil for and the price that other African countries, especially the oil-producing nations in the world. Are you aware that Libya sells the cheapest oil in the world? Libya, between 34 and 40 equivalent of naira. No, I'm not speaking dollars or whatever currency they use there.
Yeah.
Naira, 30 to 40 naira per liter in Libya. And that's the country that is under all manner of war regime change. It was less when Gaddafi was in power, definitely. Everybody knows that. But globally, Libya is selling at well under 0.10 per liter. That is dollars. $0.10. It not reach $1.
Yeah.
It not even reach it's not even equivalent. So when you put this thing in naira comparison of about 1,400 naira per dollar now, you see that it's just about 30-something naira, not even up to 40 naira. This is an African country producing oil. Why is it that they are producing oil and they are selling this cheap? Nigeria is producing oil and we're selling this expensive. Now that's where the question is. This is where a government comes to play.
And we don't have one.
I just want that to sink. Let it sink. In Venezuela sells almost the same thing like Libya. Venezuela sells between 14 naira equivalent. 14. I'm not talking about their currency. I'm talking about naira, so we understand it. Venezuela is the highest oil deposit in the world as it stands. Of course, America don't go collect them. You go now to say the oil price will increase because America don't enter. America has the biggest and highest oil reserve in the world. And they don't even drill. They don't extract because of the dangers it is.
Yeah.
That's why Donald Trump is trying to drill, baby, drill. Drill, baby, drill. They want to keep drilling oil. Fossil fuel. They want to phase out fossil fuel because they have drilled. And Donald Trump said, no, drill, baby, drill all of them out so that they will have oil. And this is all they have been doing. Climate change, global warming, all that. They keep you down. Yeah. And they come to your country. They extract that thing that is causing the oil spillage and all that. Go and store it. After storing it, they don't come and tell you that fossil fuel, it should be phased out. It's causing ozone layer to deplete and all that. All those craziness. And then we listen to it. Our president recently went to talk about Nigerian problem is global warming. What the hell? But that became a very big issue for a lot of opposition. But at the end of the day, this is Libya. This is Venezuela. They sell below 0.10 per liter dollars. Moderate prices countries like Kuwait and Algeria maintain prices between 0.30. It never reached $1 or it never even half a dollar. And then $0.04 range. Convert $0.04 to Naira and then tell me the result. And that is where Algeria, an African country which produces oil, we will now bring international oil pricing index and rub it in Nigerian faces. Are we not oil producing nation like this ones? And then they call for it, and they call African countries. Now, the deregulated reduced subsidy, Nigeria has shifted away from the fuel subsidies, with prices ranging from 0.50 liters through still cheaper than many non-oil producers. Non-oil. You don't get that kind of thing. So factors influencing those. Now, I have also checked so many countries that have removed fuel subsidy. I've checked countries, they removed their fuel subsidy, both Netherlands and the rest of them. But the government has reforms that made the price of oil never to exceed a certain level. Even though there is no subsidy for the petroleum product, there is a way they make it so that it will not be expensive for their people. But our own, we removed subsidy and left it in the hands of businessmen like Dangote. What do you expect? So if there is an increment power in American crude oil price, Nigeria will automatically be affected. Yeah. Because why? We ain't got no say.
Nothing.
We can't talk, even though we have it. So this is the problem. Our refining capacity. Now, Nigeria is struggling to meet 1.2 million barrels of oil, crude oil per day, as against the OPEC quota needed. What the hell do we need OPEC anyway? I keep asking myself, why do we even need them? What are they doing for us? They don't set rules of what you can produce a day. You cannot produce this one, you cannot produce this one. And you get them. Now, at the end of the day, when you now manage to produce a small one, imagine that we are struggling to meet 1.2 million barrels per day. Out of that 1.2 million barrels, Nigeria is supposed to get 60% of 1.2 million barrels per day. I don't know if you understand there. Dangote Refinery alone has a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day. You get it? So if Dangote alone it can refine 650, what happened to the rest of the refineries? I don't talk NNPC or NNPC in our case. Down case. So right now, NNPC cannot even supply crude oil to Dangote that is enough for them to even refine without buying from abroad. So Dangote resorts to 60% purchase of imported crude. Most of this crude from Nigeria to US and to Netherlands and Belgium, or in Malta, where it was allegedly that the president has a blending company in Malta. So with all this happening, we keep blaming the wrong people. The right person is simple. The people who manage this, our industry called petroleum. And it starts with the president himself, who is the Minister of Fuel. Minister of Petroleum. Now we go to the IOCs. The IOCs have an agreement under the PIA. Let me pull that PIA out a little bit. Yeah. The PIA, Nigeria, the PIA agreement. So it is one thing that we need to understand, the Petroleum Industry Act. That is what PIA stands for. The Petroleum Industry Act. It stipulates that in 2021, it's a comprehensive 319 section law passed in August 2021 that overhauled Nigeria's oil and gas legal, fiscal, and regulatory framework. It aimed to boost investment by transforming the NNPC into a commercial entity, NNPC Limited. This is where our problem started. As soon as they change it into limited, you don't enter individuals' hands. They just take nothing. And creating new regulatory bodies, the NUPRC and the NMDPRA. These people have done absolutely nothing. Regulatory structure replaced old laws with a unified modern framework, establishing the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA. The NNPC commercialization, transformed the Nigerian NNPC to NNPC Limited, which is now commercial, still owned 100% by the Nigerian government to operate as a commercial principle. So they are no longer like something providing for Nigeria. They're supposed to be a business now for the people. So when you change the mindset of a government providing for its people into a business, what do you expect? Businessman is there to do what? Make profit. The public traded companies, the public owned companies is meant to cushion the effect on people. Why our Nigeria took that from cushioning the effect of people to making money out of the people. That's exactly what they did, and then they garnish it with all this. That talk about English language. When you garnish it with English language, thank God the senior citizen say, don't speak English, talk to me in a language I will understand. That is what Nigerian government keeps doing, and we don't understand these things. It is very easy if you look deep. If you look deep, you understand exactly what these things mean. Then the host communities mandates the operators establish host community development trust. Which of these host communities? Go to Bayelsa State today. What are they doing? Few persons just taking. They never get satisfied. One man get trillions of trillions. What thing you won't use that money do? You just there for account. They do nothing. You pack them. Elon Musk, richest man in the world, with a still show working. Every day he's bringing in new technology, developing new things where they bring our money. You want to be richest man in the world by taking government's money and hiding it in your bank account. And that money is doing nothing. They are generating money for the countries where you went to hide this money. And that's exactly what's happening. So that PIA, which they did in 2021, it addresses decades of stagnation by seeking to maximize investment in the face of energy transitions. This was done under the Buhari administration. And almost everything under the Buhari administration, he was also the petroleum minister. Yeah. However, some critics suggest the need for further refinement against host community rights and constitutional reforms. So the Petroleum Industry Act, I'm trying to get even where it concerns the IOC. Let's get that of the IOCs, and let's see how that works. Because these IOCs are supposed to get. Now, it overhauled Nigeria's oil sector, creating a new regulatory framework affecting international oil companies. IOCs like Shell, Chevron, and ExxonMobil, it demands 3% of operating expenses for host communities development and has triggered divestment by measures while restructuring NNPC into commercial. Now, this is the PIA mandates companies, including IOCs, to remit 3% of their yearly operating expenditure to host communities. That one sounds good on paper. Yeah. Is it being done? This replaces former corporate social responsibility without any form of commitment. On paper, it sounds good. 3% of our company, it will be 3% of a $1 trillion company. That is a lot of money. So why are the communities not developing? If you have this kind of thing, somebody somewhere is taking it, and we need to call it out. So divestment and restructuring, IOCs are evaluating their portfolios resulting in divestment from offshore assets to focus on deep water operations, largely driven by the new fiscal framework and security concerns. That is what the PIA is saying. So what does it mean? They are now reevaluating their portfolios, resulting in divestment from offshore assets to focus on deeper water operations, and that brings in more expenditure for them. And when they get these things from the deep waters, Nigeria is supposed to get 60% according to this IOC's agreement. Now, that is where the problem is. These people, after generating, they prefer to sell abroad.
I still buy from them.
So the 5 major IOCs, Shell, Chevron, Total, Eni, that is AJ, former AJB is Eni now, and ExxonMobil accounts for approximately 75% of Nigeria's oil production. The PIA seeks to manage these operations through clearer licensing and fiscal terms. These licensing and fiscal terms, clearly written, why are they not obeying it?
None.
And this is, I just want all of us to understand. So many times we just want to talk from a layman's perspective, but the thing is that this is 75% controlled by these 5 major oil companies who prefer to sell to their partners abroad than Nigerians. But they get it here in Nigeria, and the government sit down there, and how are they enforcing the PIA? I listened to Gochingre, the chairman House Committee on downstream sector. He was talking about all this. And then when you want to say, Chevron, all these 5 major that has 75% of our oil production, if you want to sell to Dangote in Naira, they now have 6% equity on that. How do you expect Dangote to buy that? How do you expect him to buy that? So instead of buying it, he prefers to go abroad and buy it directly. But the problem is where you are going to buy it. Nobody's same crude oil where you refuse to buy at 6%. You do go buy abroad. You now put import cost duty. So it is more like something is not right. Something is just not right.
Willing seller.
Of course, they are willing to buy, but they are willing to sell. You cannot sell things abroad cheaper.
Willing, that's the word willing. Those that are willing to sell.
They are willing to sell.
Those that are willing sellers.
See, I go able this my job here. I go able her job. She don't know me now. Willing buyer, willing seller. Are we not willing to buy? Why are they not selling?
Hey.
You know, bring unnecessary bottlenecks because it's a Nigerian company, and the Nigerian what is it called? Government does nothing to stop that. You can. I mean, I keep wondering. You come my house, come and tell me what you want to do inside my house. How? Bola Tinubu cannot come into my own house and tell me what to do in my house. He is the president of Nigeria. My house is my house. He has no authority over there. You don't look me. It is not a joke. Maybe if you call your house, leave me do anything now. And go enter your house, go carry your kitchen, chop your food, and buy it for me. So the truth is that this is your home. This is your country. How can they come in the name of investment? If there is no money to be made, they will not come. They are here because there's money to be made, and then you treat them with kid gloves, and they keep maneuvering and doing all this nonsense, and they keep putting us into problem. It is high time we take a high stand on these IOCs because they are one of the biggest problems why petroleum prices are increasing every day. They are in business to make money, no doubt. They prefer to sell because of the dominated dollar in abroad. In Nigerian Naira, they're now at 6% because of the volatility, which is also what? A government problem. If you cannot keep your Naira in one place, people don't prefer to deal. So they use that as an excuse. And if you don't do that, what will they do? Are they going to pack and leave? Will they leave? They can't go anywhere. Go where? If they go another one, they take place immediately. It's a very simple thing. I mean, we know these things, but we don't want to do it. And this is where we get the willingness of the government to tackle Nigerian problems head on by putting the hammer, power, on the head of the nail directly. This is our problem. Put your foot down and get these things done. You cannot go to America and do this. You cannot go to Russia, China, or anything and start doing all these things. Is it possible? This kind of deals was what was signed in Senegal until Faye was elected. He cancelled all the deal and they made a new deal which is beneficial to his people. The same thing happened in Ghana when Mahama came on board and said no more foreigners. What is it called? Mining gold. That they will build their own gold mining factory. Today, they are doing it, and they have one of the biggest gold reserves in Africa. I mean, they took a stand, and they grow. Why are we not taking a stand on our own oil? Every oil nation, producing nation in the whole world is doing well. Nigeria is crying. Doesn't make any sense. So this is where the problem comes. So all of you blaming Dangote this, Dangote down, Dangote down, leave it. It's not his problem. Even if it has a fault in it, definitely. I'm not saying he does not have a fault at all. But the fact is that when you give these lacunas, every businessman will take care of it. Anyway, I think I don't talk plenty. Don, if you want to add before I open up the phone lines, you can add. Go ahead. All right, let's open up the phone lines. 0911 20,022 or 0707 454 1014. All right, phone lines are full. Let's have that conversation now. Good morning.
Good morning, Barry and Don.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Fine.
I think you guys have nailed it on the head. But to me, I agree with Barry that Dangote has no case to answer. If Nigeria, our refineries are working, and Dangote own is also working, why can't they sell to our people in dollars, in Naira, local currency, and carry whatever remains to that place? That's the problem. Because our own people here are part of the keys. They are conniving with them to rob us and to rape us financially. That's just the issue. Our government has sold themselves and sold us to whoever, whatever is happening. So let them do what is needful. These people should be selling. Our refineries are not working. That's one major problem. And the one that is working like Dangote, they're not asking to go and buy abroad. It's criminal. It's unfair. They should be giving Dangote at a lower price. Yeah, they start product. But I don't understand this, honestly. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, who the area?
Hello, good morning, Daddy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Don.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Kasim. I'm calling from Iyaga.
Oh, you're welcome,
Kasim.
Yeah. See the problem that we have in this country today about temporary price of fuel on the everything itself. Our problem in Nigeria today is America. I'm telling you the truth. They don't want to leave us alone, especially in Africa. They are the ones that ruling us in Nigeria today. They are the ones that choose puppet leader for us. So the one that they can control. Are you getting it? This is exactly what they want to do in Iran. Iran refused. And then we still see some hypocrite people in Nigeria support what America is doing in Iran, which is not good. So now, what do you expect that Nigeria can do? When them choose leader for us, now then they control them. Spoil your naira, you go borrow you money. Remove subsidy, you go borrow you money. This is exactly what is happening. They are the one that control our resources in Nigeria. But some people don't know. I hear say $700 million lobby, some days ago. This is the money they chop us go Nigeria. That is why they don't want to leave us. This is exactly what Iran refused. They want to choose a leader for Iran so that they can control them. They can begin to keep their resources in Iran. And then we see some people support them as they name Iran as a terrorist. So let us think very well. Until we get America out of this Nigeria will be better. Thank you. God bless you people.
Kasim,
Thank you very much.
Kasim has this deep-rooted problem with America. No, I don't want to call it hatred. American government, most of the things they do, Kasim is very pissed off with it. Now, let's take a look at this. Now, the Tinubu government announced a very sweet deal that Shell alone has brought in about $7 billion in terms of investment since 2024 and all that. About 13 months, Shell invested about $7 billion. And then they have payouts. In 2024, Shell paid more money to Nigeria, about $5.34 billion, than to any other country where it operates, representing a sharp increase from $3.8 billion in 2023. This looks like it is a very big money that they're gaining. Now, for somebody to pay you $5.3 billion, how much you don't get?
More now.
They're in business to make money. I don't have a problem with money they make. So it doesn't look like they're doing you a favor. Make it look like there's a favor. And that's annoying. They are investing, yes. Everybody looks for foreign investors. But what they get is way more than what they're giving, and everybody knows that. But they make it look like they're doing you a favor to come and invest. How many other countries give them the operations and the kind of markets they have in Nigeria, the freedom where it's so porous to do this business? All these are American companies, no doubt, like Kasim was saying. Offshore exit. Shell is the process of completing its exit from all onshore production into the Niger Delta, selling its subsidiary SPDC to local consortium, Refineries, to focus solely on high-value, deep-water assets. They don't want to get that problem again after causing a lot of oil spillage and all that. For my investment, Shell has communicated plans to invest another $20 billion, with 50% being foreign direct investment and 50% covering operating expenses for upcoming projects like the Bonga Southwest. Beautiful. I love this. It is a very good investment. No doubt about that. Nobody is saying the investment is not there. But the point is that while doing this investment and taking all the billions, we have need for this crude you get here in Nigeria. And there is an agreement that says you will give 60% to the local market, 40% to the international market. And if before you take that 40% abroad, if the local need is very high, Nigeria has the priority as first customer. If they don't want to buy, you can now take it abroad. That is what was agreed. Why is it not followed? That's my problem. Anybody has any answer to that, you can tell me. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
I greet you.
Thank you. Don, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. You see, this Nigeria that is called Village Nigeria. This Village Nigeria cannot get it right. So since we are still having these people, especially this APC, since APC comes to this country, this country never gets well again. Imagine in this APC ruling, 210 trillion. This is hell. See, children of promote business will never ever support this country again, both in prayer, both in wishing. Instead of that, I will be demoting them.
No, Chibuzo. You never reach like that. You don't get another place, so there's no place like home. Don't forget that one. Unless you live for forest. Even at that, you have freedom in that forest. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
Fine.
My name is Kemoye Jike. I'm coming from Lagos Street.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. See, this Nigeria, I want you to understand this. We have a territory called Nigeria, but we don't have a country called Nigeria. It's a territory as a business company, a British company in this, in the posture of a territory. Don't mind the picture, country. You recall, Barry, recall the issue, the Royal Niger Company we used to have before. And what did they do in Nigeria? What did they come to do? They came for trade, is it not?
Yeah.
And up to today, I tell you, I bet anybody, that the idea of Royal Niger Company has not been taken off. It is still in place, transforming it from one to the other. So that is why you see if you are pitting Dangote is part of what is happening to Nigeria today. I want to hear maybe when you are returning, you see flies. So Dangote happened to be one of the Nigerians, or people who were used to downgrade Nigeria or to manipulate Nigeria, exploit Nigerians. So it's not going to be well. I believe so. It's not going to be well because the Westerners they continue to take advantage of the stupidity of people who are over here as people of Nigeria. In the social science or social study, they will say peoples of Nigeria. They are not together. That is why they are taking advantage of all these things. You mentioned France here coming to do what? When Burkina Faso are sacking them and they are coming down here, safe haven, to do what? To give us equipment. That drones people can be. What is drone in the first place? Is it a platform that can carry warheads? People can manufacture drones. Have you seen Obudive before?
No, I know they are. I know what's that.
Okay. Obudive is like about, let's say, 7 or 8 feet long.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So drone is about building a platform that can carry it. That's all. Fly it.
Yes.
And drop it somewhere. That's what our people can do that here, but they will never allow us to develop. They will never allow us to develop. It's unfortunate. Like the last speaker said, prayer cannot heal Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nothing can heal Nigeria until I don't know if I should preach that, but we've not gotten access. There was a time, what caused the Biafran war? Was there not agreement that we should adopt a kind of a confederational system but they won't allow that because it will enable Nigerians to open their eyes. Barry, Nigeria is not a country, but it is a territory for Western business companies. PPRA, what are they doing? They are there and there, but they can't function. They're not functioning. I'm not the BIA. You're talking about BIA. The PPRA is there to enforce this, but they will not do that. I have a secret. Somebody will say, if you try to deal with the oil cartel, they will kill you. That's what kills Satan, Sarah. We want. Thank you.
All right, thank you very, very much. Okay, let's go and then read some of the messages that came in earlier on our Facebook. I think we promised to read them out. So, Don, let's go.
Oh, okay. Beautiful and handsome people, good morning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Maureen. Okay, T Talks. Good morning, my handsome and beautiful lady in the studio. Good morning to you, T.
Now they're beautiful and handsome. I want to talk this morning. Thank you anyway. So, what about this one? Is there any other beautiful and another one?
Okay, Don Peter. Good morning, Mr. Barry, Cosmos, and Don. Any day Nigerian government wake up and say no imports, no exports. Let's make the use of what we have. I hope some countries will fear Nigeria, but which government we say it and do it, where everything is borrowing from another country. Is down. Okay. Borrowing from another country that is not getting any benefit to us. Barry, Arsenal FC na scammers to their fans.
I don't even forget them. Thank you for reminding me. They make noise. We are winning 4 trophy. Winning the first final you play. What do you have? Who's higher? 117-year-old boy. I can't try us now. Oh, this one follow. Ebel. Yeah.
Why won't you pull laugh?
Yeah.
Why won't you laugh?
Yeah. You know good though. Ask sorry, no. Man, no vex, yeah. Come and ask Chelsea to teach you to win finals. No, they here. We know they carry ear here. Fine. No, they talk of the NAS. Chika Henry says, good morning, Barry Cosmos, the good one on radio and the Okenze on radio. And Mrs. Dawn Ekoma, good morning, Barry. You spoke my mind in your intro when you blame failure in our education sector as part of the problem. We produce thousands of engineers, yet at 65, we can extract crude oil. We depend on IOCs to drill and refine for us. Barry, the Strait of Hormuz remain closed. Food crisis will be next because fertilizer supply will drop. We must start harnessing our local potentials. I love Straight Talk on Echo FM. Henry Naji from our farmer market, Old Road Nekede. Ziggy Nation says, good morning, Mr. Barry. Good morning to you. God bless you. Engineer Buka, don't take your own. Destiny Harrison says, good morning, my Mr. Barry. The senior citizen made a very silent point. However, yes, having a voter's card is the first step. The game is the participation in the actual voting. A serious psychological pursuance of the interests of people armed with the voter cards is very essential. Many do the talk, but they don't know where their polling booths or center is when the chips are down. God bless you for this one. On this oil crisis, Nigeria missed and mismanaged our opportunities during the last oil blood. Love for oil took off. Our agricultural revolution ongoing then. In fact, it is easier to manage poverty than it is to manage affluence. Well, that's true. A lot of people don't know how to manage money. Once they get money, you be like, say, the money not go finish. Every day you remove. Cut meat, na for person body, na cow body. Collins Chinon, so I'm Collins Oswago, aka Motion. I think we've taken this one.
We have.
Yes, all right. Okay, let's see this one. Dr. Mrs. Olebra. Let's go, Don.
Okay, sad that Nigeria is the 6th largest oil-producing country and ranks the 7th world's greatest producer of crude, yet one of the greatest importers of refined oil.
Okay.
Just look at Nigerians buying fuel, diesel, and kerosene at cost higher than non-crude producing countries. None of the promises of building and renovating the moribund industries was fulfilled. A country that is blessed with both human and natural resources. Sad that we have a government that doesn't feel the pulse of its citizens.
Too bad. Justice Onyekachi Ekuwa says, I love your hairstyle, Josh Dunn. Catchison Ekuwa from Avo. Yeah, Catchison. I'll get in a few. Waiting to worry you. Okay, no, Hala. Continue. Down concerning Avnala, more than they meet for backyard. Collins Chinan, so I've taken your message. Okay, let's check that of the WhatsApp now. Beautiful morning once again, my eloquent and majestic Barry Cossi and beautiful Don George on today's topic of what is happening on crude oil. If it is not madness, someone should please tell me what it is. Why should Nigeria produce crude oil, prefer to export it, only to turn around to import the refined products, including fuel, at a very high cost? What stops Nigeria from refining the crude here and enjoying our God-given natural resources? The government refused to repair our refineries, talk of building new ones. Yet a humongous amount of money to the tune of over 210 trillion naira is missing at the NLPC, where the president doubles as the minister. The same country refused to sell our crude to Dangote, a fellow Nigerian and an oil businessman who is presently helping to alleviate our fuel problem. Our foreign brethren must be wondering the type of stuff Nigerians are made of. What type of country is this? One can run mad thinking about this country called Nigeria for now. Isn't Lady Julie Nasika? I beg you, make sure not run mad. I beg, we still need you. Don't run mad because, okay, this one is Barry Cassie and Don Georgie. Happy day. Good job, this one. All right. I don't buy the crap that APC and BAT have concluded with 2027 election. If so, why all the fear? Why all the lootings? Anything can happen that can surprise Nigerians. Barrio, our politics is government strategy to emotionally blackmail the citizens. That's why no reasonable Nigerian should be happy to have APC as a government. It can still be better. Elder Chijoke, thank you very, very much. Okay. We move on to our phone lines back now. So if you want to have a say, it's your chance. Good morning.
Hello, Okabari.
Good morning.
Yes, you are our final caller for today.
Okay. How is your...
We're fine. Thank you.
Please, I want to contribute of the APC. See, APC don't kill this country.
Away.
Don't kill us. Or waiting and not to say, whether they like and they don't like, will be more.
All right.
One person and those since they want to push, they must push. Tulumbu and his member must leave this. They must leave this place. We don't need them again. Please, they are vampires.
Okay.
They have stopped many stuff. We don't need them again.
Thank you very much. And I know to be calling it a wrap on today's program. It's been wonderful. I think you have more enlightenment on this issue of fuel. Nobody should be asking me again. I don't try to give you more explanation. Thank you all done. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right. Up next is, I think, Head Revolution. Is it coming up?
No.
Okay. Head Revolution will not be coming up due to serious engagement the Slim Diva is engaged with now. So please enjoy DJ Maf King and the latest of all he can give you. Come on, one dance. So make sure we dance now. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Echo FM.